What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Yee Yee Podcast, episode 51, coming from Ben's office/closet. Is it weird that we're finally doing a podcast here? We've talked about it for a while.
And why are we doing this?
The world's smallest podcast.
Content.
Yes.
I'm
Content,
pretty
baby.
sure this room looks a lot bigger on camera than it actually is.
If it was the world's smallest podcast, we'd just have, like, Brian and three other guys Brian's size.
Yeah.
That's
Ben's
fair.
got the height in the room.
It's already the world's smallest podcast in terms of listeners.
That's true.
But
That's
yeah,
true.
we are
Oh, that's
brought
sad.
to you live.
That's actually not. That's not a good joke.
Ugh.
Yeah,
But-
so we're doing this from your office because there's a tornado outside right now. So we're all huddled up in here. Actually, the tornado hit yesterday.
But we
Parker's
thought it was
house-
fitting.
Yeah. Well, we've been wanting to do this for a while for the reason we don't know, but we figured it was perfect since the tornado just hit. And this would actually be, we weren't up here when the tornado hit, but this is the room that we would go to if
Definitely.
possible.
We measured this room before we started, and it is 8 by 5.
Was this bigger or smaller than the storm cellar at Granger's that you were in last night when the tornado hit?
This is about the exact same size. Yeah, it was pretty chaotic, but also strangely calm because guys just like inherently, no matter what the danger is, just have no fear for whatever reason and are kind of attracted to danger and the adrenaline rush. Like you were saying, like every dad was just outside
Yeah.
looking at the clouds while the sirens were going off. We were all in the cellar, and Granger was standing outside with his camera filming for the Smiths. And Lincoln was like, "Close it, Daddy! Close the hatch!" And we were listening to
It's
the
like World War IV.
we were listening to the YouTube broadcast that Brian sent me of this guy who just does storm chasing, and he was saying, "You have not minutes, seconds to get to shelter right now. Do not walk, run
yeah.
to shelter."
That.
And Granger was just like, "We'll have time once you hear it to
Yeah.
come in and close the hatch." And I was thinking, would you though? Or would it be really fast?
There's one way to find out.
Have you ever heard of? Well, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been that close to a tornado, but they sound like sirens. That's what everybody says. They sound like sirens whenever they get close. Literally.
Yeah, that's what Granger said. It sounds like a big train.
Yeah,
Or like a train
yeah.
whistle.
That's scary.
It's interesting because I'm not used to tornadoes. So last night, like, I didn't really know what to think. I had part of me that was just kind of like, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, I was more worried about my car getting, like, hailed on, to be honest, than a tornado actually touching down near us. But I kind of equate it to, like, when there's snow here. I feel like most people just don't know what to do with themselves. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is fine. There's, like, a little bit of ice outside. But yesterday I was like, is this fine? Like, are we actually going to be okay right now?
It's because you didn't grow up in it. Everyone, it literally reminded me of my childhood because, by the way, I also met like 3 neighbors that I haven't met yet in the house that I've been because everybody was just standing outside. And
It's funny how tragedy brings us together.
Yeah,
Wow.
tragedy. I could see. So Parker was at Granger's, but I knew the general vicinity of Parker's house, and I was just looking through the neighborhood, and I'm probably 8 or 9 miles away from Parker, and I could just see that exact twister touching down right near his house. So I texted him, and I was like, "Go live. We need content out of this." And he said, "I'm at Granger's, the opposite direction, nowhere near that specific tornado that touched down." So that was kind of a bummer, but also glad that you're safe.
Yeah, it hit the Home Depot that I go to, the Walmart. That whole parking lot was just mayhem. I was watching the news, and the broadcaster said, "It is at, I won't say it, but it's at the intersection of exactly where my house is." And yeah, it was sketchy.
Honestly, thoughts and prayers to that Walmart. How will they ever recover? We were talking about the worst places
tragedy.
to be in, and I found a video on Twitter. And there's a guy in Walmart, and he's yelling at people. He's like, "Get it!" Because there's a tornado close. He's like, get inside Walmart!" Like, if you ever yelled at me to get inside Walmart, I think I'd go the other way. That's probably the worst place to be in the middle of a natural disaster. I guess you got supplies.
Is it,
but-
though? Yeah, that's
The
what I was just
people.
going to say.
Can you imagine?
Oh, the people
Oh,
of
yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people of Walmart just flying around. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm good. So yeah, we're good. The tornado. We had a lot of people reaching out. Thank you guys for caring, which I don't know why anyone would ever care about us, but we had a lot of people reaching out, making sure that we were good.
Yeah.
Spring orders are back. We're shipping. I love how, by the way, Parker walked around yesterday the office. He's like, "Hey, we're letting out early today. The tornado's pretty bad. It's gonna touch down soon." And we usually release around 4 p.m. I looked at my watch. It's 3:30. We're not really releasing that early.
Hey, we went home early.
We did
We
go
did.
home early.
It's crazy how they predicted that 2 to 3 days in advance. How does technology do that?
It's insane.
My grandma tells stories of going to the storm shelter every, like around like a few times a month, really, because they just never knew how
Yeah.
bad it was going to get.
That's a
They
good point.
never knew if it was going to be a tornado or not. We're so blessed now to be able to know, all right, this is the day and this is the time that it's going to hit. And yet still people are just out on 35 just
Dude,
driving around.
So many people. Just that tornado went right over 35. It's crazy. There was that guy was talking about that we were watching on YouTube about how it's known, it's like factual that until you see it, until those videos go viral on Twitter and Instagram and everything, of it actually ripping cars and ripping houses, people don't really respect it. And as soon as that happens, everybody gets inside. But it hit at the worst time. It was 5:30 traffic on I-35. It was just terrible for everybody on their commute. Spring. We got done with the spring launch that was this last Friday. Parker, why don't you update? I mean, it was a success as always. It's crazy these get a little bit. Maybe the customers don't see this, but it feels like the operations side of these get a little bit easier every time. It was an hour out from the launch, and Parker and I looked at each other and said, "I think we're done with everything that we got to do." And then it's just kind of a waiting game. So, what was the best selling products?
Yeah, the process has been really finely tuned now. Maddie and Lulu, who are on a distribution team, created all the products on the back end and helped out with the product descriptions and the pictures. And then Brian, bless you. And then Brian had all of the pictures uploaded way in advance. Ben had all of the influencer shipments sent out to all of our influencers and had all of those pictures all in one place. So we're tuning it in nicely. Our best sellers were the
Fishing tees?
the maroon corded sweater for the girls, this RWB tee was the best selling tee. Hat wise was the American branded hat. And if you're listening to this and you didn't buy anything or know what we're talking about, then I'm sorry. But those are the best sellers.
You can go to yeeyee.com/spring or just go to yeeyee.com and click the spring collection. We've still got plenty of stuff, which is, I feel like this was the best case scenario this launch. We still had a bunch of sales and a lot of people were able to get what they want. There were some items that sold out really quickly, so it doesn't always work out, but there's still a good amount of items in the store that if you're a little bit late, there's still plenty of stuff to pick from.
Which is great and also bad because on our end, we want to be able to free up the shelves to keep things moving, to keep things interesting for you guys listening and get ready for summer. And so it's good and it's bad. So it's great because Hayden's going to have more inventory to be able to play with advertising now. Woo. And so more people will be able to get their hands on stuff. For future launches, I'm going to start lowering those quantities of products that are ordered just for our sake, cash flow wise. So just be prepared for that. But
Which means they're going to sell out quicker.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is just makes it easier on us.
And then summer launch is June 17th. That'll be on a Friday. I believe it's June 17th. And then we've got Yee Yee Day coming up April 29th. If you're not familiar with Yee Yee Day, it's the celebration that Yee Apparel was incorporated.
We accidentally announced that 2 podcasts ago.
Yeah. That's an all-time stupid moment. If you did like a highlight reel of our podcast, that's probably got to be on there somewhere.
Oh, 100%.
Just the stupid moments.
So there's 2 facets of Yee Yee Day. We'll have some new products and some new things that we're not announcing quite yet, but we're working on it. And then we throw a big party here, and get a lot of content out of it. And so we'll have some really cool videos coming from that. So stay tuned. We'll talk more about that as it gets sooner.
What are we doing this weekend?
I don't know. such a terrible lead-in. Just tell the listeners what you're doing.
I thought it was a great lead-in, Brian.
Yeah, we're going to NASCAR this weekend. Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, are all of y'all going both days?
Let's go, Brandon
No.
Jones.
You're not going
You
Sunday?
3 are, but I'm not.
I never said I was going Sunday. Actually, I did say I was going Sunday.
Dude,
You did.
Sunday is the big day. You got to go Sunday.
Ben, big Xfinity
thanks.
guy.
Big Xfinity guy.
Well,
No, I
I'm
just
I'm
wasn't
just looking at the
invited.
tickets. Like Sunday's VIP. I think we're just GA Saturday. Sunday, close your ears, Ben, because Ben's not going.
Earmuffs.
we get the preferential treatment. I was looking great.
Well, Granger does, and then we just got
Yeah,
the,
then
we got the leftovers.
yeah. Now I
Usually
finally
how it goes.
I finally understand what entourage is because I guess I'm a part of it now. I was looking, and last year because it's the honorary official, it's like a big deal. They usually have someone like a celebrity or someone notable do that for each race. And last year it was Matthew McConaughey. So it's crazy that last year it was McConaughey, and maybe Granger's at that same level. I think of McConaughey being like worldwide, but
Don't they have multiple
Hey, he's a
honorary?
Uvalde boy.
Is Granger the only honorary official?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
I looked up like articles in the past, and it just always had one. So I don't know, but there's also, I was just talking to a couple different bigger drivers teams, and there's quite a few drivers that want to meet Granger. And that's another thing. We've always done Xfinity, which if you're not familiar, Xfinity is more or less like the minor leagues. It's the level down from the Cup Series, which is Cup Series is everyone you know of, from Kyle Busch to Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick, like just all the big names, Kyle Larson. So everyone that you know of, if you're a casual
Ricky
sports, if you're a casual
Yeah, he
sports fan,
was.
you may recognize those names and maybe not Xfinity drivers as much. So this will be our first time at Cup Series, so that'll be super cool as well.
Yeah, the race is the Circuit of the Americas. Well, that's the track. I don't know the name of the race.
It's just
technically.
NASCAR at COTA.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this was the one last year that we had the Yee Yee car at
The first one.
for the first time,
Right.
Which
Yeah.
we will not have this year.
which we will not have this year.
So.
And the race on Saturday that we're not sponsoring Brandon this year, but we're still friends with him. He's a good guy.
Let's go.
The race on Saturday that Brandon Jones is in is at 3:30, and then I think the Sunday one is sometime in the afternoon. I don't know exactly what time.
I think
but-
2:30.
Okay. Cool. You know what I was thinking about? Okay, so my girlfriend had this suggestion, and Parker, like a long time ago, like over a year ago, and she always tells Parker now that we should do this, and it's such a good idea, and I'm thinking about doing it for NASCAR, is for us to print out little gold tickets that we all carry. And so anytime you see someone out, like, and they're like $20 off an order or something, like a really good discount that we usually don't give out, and we just carry 5 or 6 of them, and they have a little code on them, one-time use only. And anytime you see someone wearing Yee Yee, or if someone comes up to you and just says hi and recognizes you from Yee Yee, we should give them that. And so I was thinking about doing that.
That's a great idea.
I want to get some nice little promo cards that are really high quality.
We should get some like business cards printed.
I was thinking about,
Yeah.
what if we got like some metal ones, the
Yeah.
golden ticket.
That'd be cool.
But for the short time being, I'm thinking about just printing some out
Just
ourselves.
handwriting some.
Yeah. So if you
Sketchy.
we
Yellow
will be
construction paper.
yeah, just like cut really badly. We got kindergartner. If you see us out at NASCAR on Saturday or Sunday, come say hi. We will have one of those tickets. So
Maybe.
no, we will. I'll make sure everybody has one.
You heard it here.
Don't ask Granger though, because Granger won't be in the loop on any of this. We'll just wonder why they're asking for a gold ticket. Speaking on sports, I guess we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Because y'all always get mad about when we talk about sports, but it's the only thing I know.
You know chickens.
I know chickens, and I know a little bit of fishing. That's all I know in this world.
Country boy.
By the way, the fish have been terrible lately. March Madness, I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked, have y'all looked at the bracket? Because we did a Yee Nation bracket challenge, and we had like 700 different people enter. And there's one guy that I know, Jake, who's, I think a Texas Tech grad, and messages me sometimes. He was in first. and he had a really good bracket. It wasn't perfect by any means, but his bracket was really good. But
Is there still a perfect bracket out there
I don't
in the
know.
world?
I think that there were like 700 perfect brackets after day 1. That's just after 16 games. That was halfway through the first round. I think at the end of the first round there were no perfect.
Has there
brackets.
ever been a perfect bracket in the history of March Madness?
No, we were talking about this. It's like a 1 in, I want to say it's like 240 billion chance or something.
man.
It's just, it'll never happen. And I got in an argument with
It'll
someone
happen.
about this the other day. No, there will never, ever, ever be a perfect bracket. It's never happened. It will never happen. It's literally impossible. It's easier to get struck by lightning 10 times in a week than to have a perfect bracket. Think about that for a second. 10 times in a week.
That would be unlucky.
And unlikely.
I feel like
saying
you
there's a
have to be
chance.
trying at that point though
Yeah.
to get struck by lightning.
Yeah, well, it
10
depends on
times.
where you're at, too, because there's probably places where you're more likely to be struck by lightning. But my beloved Texas Tech Red Raiders are still in it.
And Texas lost.
And Texas lost to Purdue, and I also like Purdue for some reason. I was thinking about it. So these guys know, but hopefully we don't have any Duke fans on the podcast because there is really no one in sports that I dislike as much as Coach K. And so Texas Tech plays Duke. He's on his little farewell tour that he's making all about himself. And so I want so badly for Texas Tech to hand him his last loss of all time, and because he's retiring after this year. And he's got 99 tournament wins. He definitely wants 100. So if Texas Tech can beat him. I was thinking about it.
Are they the next game?
Yeah, they play Thursday. So they play tomorrow when this podcast comes out. If Duke wins, I'm so confident that Duke will not win the national championship. I think Tech's going to beat them, but I'm so confident that they won't win the national championship that I want to bet something. Like I want to say, if Duke wins the national championship, I'll do this. Y'all got any ideas? And we'll film it for content.
Shave your head.
I came up with 2 ideas, but I want to hear y'all's. My 2 ideas is 1, I will audition for American Idol and like serious, and I'll try to be serious about it, and we'll do it for content. Maybe I can do like a hidden camera or something, or
That'd be good.
playing with the basketball thing. The Texas Spurs, which are the G
Yeah.
League team of the San Antonio Spurs, they're in Austin. They have open tryouts sometimes, like a lot actually. They must be really bad. I'll go and try out. It would just be me and a bunch of like 6'5" guys.
Either one of those. I would probably say the basketball.
You think that's
Go
better?
try out, yeah.
It's more fitting, but I think that I don't know.
And I think I might want to see that more.
Yeah, definitely basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So
in agreement.
okay, so if Duke wins the national championship, I will try out for the Texas Spurs at their next open tryouts.
We will film it.
I'll sign up. I'll pay the $50. I
And
feel like
we
that's
will-
a money grab, by the way. They make you pay for that. And whatever. I'll do
Their
it.
time.
You heard
It's
it here
worth
first, folks.
Yeah.
I
But
also will bet you $100 that Duke beats Tech when they play.
$100 right now.
Yep.
Shake on it.
That's good value. Tech's a 1.5 point favorite right now, so I'll take the straight up.
It's March Madness. It doesn't matter.
I'm so confident that Duke's gonna lose. I'm so confident. I cannot wait to see Coach K's dumb face.
Did you take me off your favorites? Oh, no, you
Oh,
changed my
sorry.
photo.
I changed your photo to a donkey.
Nice. Well done.
Let's
Wow.
see. Next topic. I'm really obsessed. This is stupid. This is so stupid. I'm really obsessed right now with robot lawnmowers. I watched like 3 hours of videos last night because I'm getting a new mower.
3 hours.
A lot, dude. I watched every single review from this one lawnmower, and they're really expensive, but I was thinking about how valuable my time is, and I kind of like mowing, but then I was also thinking about how awesome would it be because it goes every single day, so how awesome would it be for your lawn to just be perfect all the time?
That's true. You also have a very small yard
I
in
know,
comparison.
I don't think it'd be worth it, but I don't know where I was going with this, but I just think
I got
it'd be
a
awesome.
cold call from that company, from whoever sells those. I'm sure there's lots of different companies that
There
sell
are.
them
Oh, yeah.
at this point. But I got a cold call from this guy randomly. He was like, "You know what a Roomba is? It's like that for your yard." And he was very pushy and very salesy. And I
Didn't you say no too? He was like, "Do you know what a Roomba is?" And you were like, "No."
I respect it. I used to cold call, and so I usually hear him out and just say good luck. A guy came while Amy and I were eating dinner the other night, and there's just like a quiet knock, And I was just, do you guys answer? Would you answer that, or do you just not answer?
No, the dogs go crazy, and I don't care.
Because
I
part of
leave
me is
'em-
like, what if it's important? They definitely
It's
know
not-
I'm in here because the lights are on. But then also,
you don't owe them anything.
I know, you're right. But I went out there, and he goes, hey, are you the owner of this home? And I just already knew it. And I said, yeah. And he goes, do you know about? And I was like, I'm not interested, guys. And he goes, you want us to come back tomorrow? And I go, no. Anyway,
I've noticed that whenever I lived with Parker, I used to always start with, I'm not the homeowner. And they say, when is he going to be home? And I would tell him exactly whenever Parker is going to be home, so I didn't have to deal with it. You know what they always do, too? The pitch is the exact same. Doesn't matter the company. They always say, do you know the Jones down the street? You don't know the Jones, ever. And you say no, and they're like, oh, we just installed solar panels on their roof, blah, blah. They try to make it seem real. Like, they literally point to the house, and it's just insane.
It's a sales strategy.
Well, that, and then I have a theory on all of this. I told Parker, because he did buy it once. Was it blinds?
Oh, I did. Oh my
got
gosh,
blinds
I
done.
paid so much. It was for all my windows.
So-
But they are a reputable company.
And that guy was the only guy that was cool. Of course, that wasn't the first guy that came by. The weird, sketchy dudes come by and pitch you, and then the actual people come later. But I have a theory that all of these companies share the same info in the neighborhoods, so that if you buy on one, you're done forever. Like, they all have that info, and it doesn't matter if they're doing Roombas for your lawn, blinds, solar panels, like, it does not matter.
Do you remember steaks? Like, people used to come by and try to sell you steaks all the time. I feel
Omaha
like,
steaks.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of faded out now.
Have y'all ever had to do that? Door-to-door sales?
No.
You
But
can knock
that's-
on doors. We did it. Hayden and I did that in high school selling Cub cards. But I guess
Oh,
every little
yeah.
every little kid
I
has to
did
do
that
at some point.
But like,
Yeah. That's the worst on both ends. Either you're selling or at the door. Neither person wants
Being
to
at
be
the
there.
door with a child trying to sell you something too is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna either be a jerk and not buy it, or you're gonna
Mhm.
pay for something that you don't need.
I've bought one thing from the front door, and it was a little girl that was selling Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
I can't say no.
Yeah, you have to.
I was at MCO the other day, which Mesquite Creek Outfitters, shout out. They are clothing and like a little beer bar. I guess they have wine too in Georgetown. It's kind of the happening spot on the square. And there was a little girl. It was on a Saturday night. There was a little girl with a wagon going around selling Girl Scout cookies. Man, that's so smart.
she was
literally-
making a killing in there.
Yeah. Her mom was pointing her to the buzzed people. Like, her mom could just tell who had more to drink. Was like, go to that guy.
That
So
guy wants some cookies right now.
So that's why you
So
buy
of course,
cookies.
as soon as they walked in, she pointed her right to me, and I said, "I'll take 4." And I think I ate like 3 cookies, but they're still in my freezer.
We need to hire that little girl when she gets older.
Yeah.
She was crushing.
She's grinded.
Gotta respect it. So I'm kind of TikTok famous now. I don't know if the listeners are in tune with that.
You know,
but
whenever you talk about yourself, you need someone else to lead it in. Ben just said, "I don't care. I'm going to talk about myself."
Well, you asked.
No, go
me to
ahead.
co-
No, go ahead. Have
you
your
asked,
moment. Have
you
your
asked,
moment.
You asked me to come up with topics, and that's all I could think of in the last 5 minutes. So.
That's like Brian talking about how well he performed in the golf tournament this weekend.
Yeah, but you asked.
I
you
led
asked
in.
me about
I
it.
led in with that.
Yeah, it's
You should
okay.
have had Brian lead you, but go ahead.
We'll work together.
Gloat a
next
little
time.
bit.
Ben, why don't you describe your niche on TikTok?
So it is literally just me holding up signs with incorrect lyrics to songs and making people think those are the lyrics. And people get either really mad in the comments or they think it's funny. But either way.
Can we put one of the videos in right here?
If he
Are we
doesn't
able
copyright strike us.
Because
I might.
it's really hard to explain.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
Especially if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Hot seat of the week, Parker.
Uh-oh.
Because now Parker has to compete for fame, TikTok fame in the office.
He's in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Hot seat of the week.
He only has 40 times as many followers as me right now.
I feel like
long.
it kind of goes
Not
in
for long.
waves. It was Parker, and then it was Hayden, and then
Mhm.
it was Ben. So hopefully I'm next.
Cold throne of the week is me because I haven't made a video in like 4 weeks, and I don't think I've been on TikTok since.
Our videographer with $20,000 worth of camera gear is the only
Double
one
it.
to not get a viral video. You've never even had one viral video, have you?
20,000 views is my. I mean, I've had a lot of viral videos on other people's accounts.
There
I
you
have
go.
probably 50 million views on videos
no
I've
one knows
made.
it's
Just
you.
it's never me.
True.
The man behind the camera.
I want
It's a
to
struggle.
ask y'all something that I was thinking about. What are we at on time?
We got 4 minutes.
Okay, I want to ask y'all something that I was thinking about this morning. I got on Facebook, and you know how on Facebook notifications it shows you people's birthdays that day,
Yeah.
and then you click on the page. I noticed it was one of my good friends, or somewhat. And I went and looked at it, and there were multiple it shows you recent birthdays, and there were multiple people that I had missed. And I just thought about it, and I think I'm done wishing people happy birthday. I think I'm raising the white flag. I'm 27 years old. I just think I'm done. Unless you were one of my best friends or family,
Coworkers.
maybe. I didn't wish Ben a happy birthday. I was with him
I
all
also
day.
flew under the radar. I wasn't trying to let people know when it was.
Fair enough. I think it's kind of overrated. And by the way, if you decide to not wish anyone a happy birthday, if you decide to put your flag in the sand and say, I'm not wishing anyone a happy birthday, you can't get mad when people don't wish you a happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I went this July 13th, 1994, for the listeners, with no one wishing
Go
me a
back to
happy
talking
birthday,
about ourselves. What were you saying
with
earlier?
no one wishing me a happy birthday, I think I'd be fine with it.
Well, Parker made Yee Yee Day on his birthday, so.
It's true.
Ultimate self-centered move.
It's true.
No, there was always on Facebook that one dude that would just comment happy birthday on absolutely everyone's post. And I don't know if they had something just set up so it was automated, but they always
That
were the
just
happy birthday guy.
It's usually the older guy who's not really in tune with Facebook.
Yeah,
and
like
just-
you've never talked to him in person
and
before.
it's just, oh, we're Facebook
And it's
friends.
just like
Happy
an
birthday.
HBD.
Yeah, it's a quick
Don't even have the
HBD.
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
type
One-
it out.
I will say 1 year what I did was on January 1st, I decided that I was going to use birthdays to clean up my Facebook friends list because I just had entirely too many friends. Like I had 6,000 Facebook friends because back in high school, I was a Facebook dork. And anytime I knew of someone or like met someone one time, I would just send them a friend
Boom,
request.
friend
So
request.
stupid.
Yeah.
And so I had all these people that I haven't talked to in years. And so for a full year, I cleaned out my Facebook and I was religious about it. And I think I deleted like half of my friends.
Wow.
Just ultimate, just canning everyone, just cut them.
My typical rule is if I see someone on my feed and I would not, if I had seen them on the street and would not recognize them or remember their name off the top of my head, then I unfriend them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And there's a lot of those on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has it. Let's go to break. It's hot in here.
Oh no,
Dang.
Brian just got his invite for the NASCAR race this weekend because you have to fill out a link to get your passes, and it's Brain Kimball.
Brain?
And the legend lives on of Brain. I'm never gonna let you live this down. What? Wait. I forgot. Are we back live?
We're live. We've been live.
And we're live.
Okay.
Since Doja Cat.
Power rankings?
So, well, real quick, I did want to talk about ever since that swimmer won the NCAA championship, he's really made me want to get into swimming.
Let's do it.
So Brian and I were talking about there's a rec center that we go to. Dude, the only thing is this morning I walked by and it was all like 15-year-olds.
If you see us there, come by. We'll give you a gold ticket.
Does anybody want to swim with us?
Swimming is so hard, man.
It's the
It's
hardest
so
thing you can
hard.
do.
I had a small stint of swimming in high school, and it's brutal.
Okay, I'll swim, but I want a Speedo. Will
Yeah.
you wear a Speedo with me?
Yeah, you have to, I thought.
If you get in the pool?
I'm just kidding.
You could have told me that and I would have just definitely believed it.
It's better for aerodynamics, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's speed. Are we going to have a race for content?
No, I'm not racing.
Y'all should race through the Yee Yee Farm Lake on Yee Yee Day.
Ooh.
In Speedos.
In Speedos.
We
Dude,
could make lanes.
talk about if you put a Speedo on, man, at least with like swim trunks, the swim trunks are baggy so it doesn't make your beer gut look as bad. If I wore a Speedo right now, I would look terrible.
I
What
think
about a
that's
swim
just the
cap
point
and
where
some
you own it.
goggles?
What?
I think that's just the point where you own it.
Yeah, you're right. I'd have to look in the mirror to make sure I'm as chubby as I think I am. But if I am, which I looked at myself this morning, I am. I would just push out my gut more.
It's
you
difficult
go.
coming out of the winter season as well because it's
Mhm.
going to be white. At least when you're tan. A tan beer belly is more acceptable.
My buddy says if you can't tone it, tan it.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that.
That's
saying.
good.
It's about to be if you can't tone it, tan it season.
Oh yeah.
All right. Power rank or fantasy rankings of the week. I keep calling it power rankings.
Wait, fan of the week, listener of the week.
Oh yeah.
Let's
yeah.
do it. Let's find a good friend of ours.
Brian's just scrolling through the
We're
comments.
scrolling.
This is terrible content. Lots of people already got their orders for
All
the
right.
spring.
I got one. On the top there, someone want to do it?
Cindy Downing.
Woo! Way to go, Cindy.
We're all hot, so we don't really want to clap or anything.
Thanks
right
for the
now,
support, Cindy.
But
She said, "Thank you for another great podcast, guys."
You know what I was thinking about, by the way? Earlier, we've got one camera for this podcast instead of two. So usually whenever you guys are talking on the other side of the room, I spend that time picking my nose. And this podcast, I don't really have that opportunity to. Like, my nose itches so bad. That's another thing, by the way. I want to get this out there. I was thinking about this the other day.
Hayden is a nose picker. That's what you was trying to get out there.
100%. I was thinking about this. I used to make fun of kids for picking their nose in like 3rd grade. I have become a nose picker. Picking your
Hot
nose
take.
is awesome. Now, if you're going to pick your nose a lot, you also got to wash your hands a lot, which I do. I make sure. Like, if you shake my hand at a show, it's definitely been picking that day, but I have washed my hand before I meet you. But yeah, I got the cleanest nose in this room. I guarantee it because I pick my nose at least 20 minutes a day.
Wow.
Are you guys not nose pickers?
I am a little. Like, I don't know if I'm as much as you, but
Well,
like
you got to be dedicated to the game.
oh,
I'm committed.
all right.
The other day, I'm at the point where I saw a friend that has much. By the way, I've got a cute nose. I've got a very cute nose. My nose is good. I don't have many admirable traits, but the nose is one. I saw someone the other day that had a mega nose that I know. It's a friend, and their nostrils were huge. And all I could think about was, if I had that nose, I would be picking all
You're
the
like,
time.
man, he's got caves over there.
People would ask me if I want to go get dinner, and I would say, no, I'm busy, because I'm literally just picking my nose all day, every day.
Did
If
you
I-
ask to pick his?
What's that quote about?
You can pick your friends,
You can pick your nose, but you can't.
pick your friend's nose.
Yes,
There
that's
it
so
is.
good.
Nice.
So good. Yeah, maybe, there is hope for me. I could get a nose job to get a bigger nose and flail out the nostrils a little bit. I also could just have a kid one day with a big nose. That's what I'm banking on.
And pick their nose.
And pick their nose.
That is great content.
Just a big nose picker over here.
All right, what's our fantasy ranking?
Um,
Power
The
ranking.
best
I
noses
forgot what
to
it was.
pick.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Worst places to be during tornado.
Ooh, okay.
We didn't do any work on this. Okay, I'm going to start, and we'll go towards Parker.
Do you want to go first, Ben?
Outside. I'm just going to take the low-hanging fruit. Outside.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't accept it.
Not specific enough.
Yep.
No, it
I think
okay.
that all of the answers are going to be outside,
Mm-mm.
and so
No,
maybe
there's not. You
somewhere
gotta get
specific.
no. You got to get clever with it. I've got some more clever answers. Outside, in an open field.
Mm.
It's usually I'm the creative one on the power rankings, but I'm not feeling creative today. I'm just gonna go with outside in a field for obvious reasons. Parker,
I'm going to say on the top of a Ferris wheel.
Ooh, that's a good
Wow. I would hate to be on the top of a Ferris
don't you
wheel.
think they would probably shut down the carnival?
one. What if it was too late? What if they didn't know a tornado was coming?
Yeah, because that kind of happened yesterday. Like, they didn't know necessarily that there was going to be a touchdown near us.
I
true.
texted my piano teacher last night, and my piano lessons are the entire music school is all children except for me, which is hilarious, by the way, because I just walk in and I'm like Adam Sandler in that movie where he has to go back.
Oh yeah,
through
Billy Madison.
in Billy Madison. I'm just,
Wait. I'm gonna insert a photo right here of Parker photoshopped on Billy Madison with all the kids sitting
I
around.
just walk in. I'm like fist bumping, like sup, Luke? How was guitar? Good. It's just me going in there.
Nail your math test?
Anyway, I texted my piano teacher, and he was like, yeah, we're still on. And the tornado had just happened 5 minutes before. And then he said, we just moved the rock bus inside. They bought a bus, so it's like a tribute to the movie
School of Rock?
Yeah, School of Rock.
Nice.
And they do live concerts
Oh,
or
that's
whatever out there. But they just moved it in like 30 minutes after the tornado hit. So there's just all these children in a bus outside of this tornado anyway.
It's like trying to get insurance after you get in a wreck. That's exactly what it sounds like. Like, tornado just hit. We got to get it inside.
Yeah.
So he could be Adam Sandler and Billy Madison, or he could be Jack Black in School of Rock. He's not
know
the
what?
teacher.
You know what?
But
We'll,
like,
we'll put that one right here.
nice.
I got a little bit of Photoshop job to do after this, but
Yes,
it's going to
you
be
do.
I'll
worth it.
help. I'll
Okay.
help.
Ben, what you got?
All right, my first pick is going to be next to a big glass window, just sitting in front of it.
What? Like in a house?
Yeah.
Okay, in a house
So
next to a
literal.
glass window.
It's so literal.
Yeah,
Like,
fair
yeah. Flying glass is not great.
I'm talking like the door to ceiling. Like I don't know if that needs to be a sliding glass door,
I'm
but
realizing
just
now.
like a door to roof window.
I'm realizing now that Ben didn't mean for this to be facetious, but I took it as that.
Yeah. I might lose this week. I might lose.
No, it's almost so ironic that it's funny. It's kind of like mine outside. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like no crap.
All right, I'm gonna go with the top of the Empire State Building.
Just King
very,
Kong.
the
King
viewing
Kong.
tower, the very top.
Can you
Wow.
imagine King Kong? How much? What size tornado would it take to get King Kong off the top of the Empire State Building? That would be incredible.
Probably like a mid-sized one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Probably no, not a mid-sized one at all. He's huge.
Yeah, you already said it was a good one. What do you got?
I wonder how much King Kong weighed. Someone comment below how much King Kong weighed. My second pick for worst place to be in the middle of a tornado is in a smart car. I feel like those things would just be flying around like Hot Wheels, which would also be kind of cool. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a smart car. I
That's
just
a good
try to
one.
think of the smallest vehicle I could think of, or on a bike or something. But smart car, because you just get crushed.
I'm gonna say back of a pickup truck.
Okay.
Another
Yeah, man.
vehicle related one.
Maybe if you're traveling, trying to escape, there wasn't enough room in the bed, so you're just in the back,
Yeah.
grabbing down, holding.
That's like, so is someone driving the pickup truck, or are you just stationary?
You better be driving.
Someone's driving in my situation.
Okay, so that would be scarier than if I was just like bunkering down, because it's like if someone's trying to avoid any kind of winds or something, that's out of your hands. That's in the driver's hands at that point. Like if they're a really bad driver and they don't know how to deal with like what if they flip the truck or something like
Yeah, I
that?
feel like a lot of people, there's probably wrecks of people trying to get away from a tornado when in reality, like, you just got to get a little bit further, you're fine.
Yeah.
But then people just drive 90.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, what you got?
All right, my second pick is going to be, and this is going to be a little bit wild.
I want to pick my nose so bad right now.
You should do it
Go ahead. No,
for
go
content.
ahead. No, because I got to
It's
wash
going to
immediately
be
after.
on a boat when there's like a water spout tornado. So a little bit different kind of a tornado.
Also known as a typhoon,
Is that
I think.
a typhoon? So a water spout literally looks like a
Yeah.
tornado
Yeah.
just out in the water. It's not in the water, it's above the
Yeah.
water.
Wow,
Seen those. Fisher button.
Yeah,
that is a
That
good
one's
one.
good.
but I would not want to be on a boat and look at that right next to me.
I'm gonna say at a college football game, there's people
Ooh.
everywhere. If you're
Just
on the
any large event would be terrible.
if you're on the third deck, like that would be a nightmare.
I was actually at a concert once during, I think it was just a tornado watch. Like there wasn't one touching down near us, but there was a huge thunderstorm that just broke out during it. And it was
Did y'all get to
Hershey.
leave, or did they make
Was it
everybody
AC/DC?
stay?
No. It was in Hershey.
Stupid. Stupid. Well, who sings
Didn't we talk
Tracy Lawrence Tornado, or he
Nice.
sings
Yeah.
Tornado Twister or something like that? What the song
Um,
is called?
Yeah, they just like delayed the show, and it was like in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So it was like a 2-hour drive from
That's
where
where
I
the
was
Hershey
staying.
factory
Shout out
is.
PA.
Yeah, facts.
What's up?
But that was a pretty sick place to see a concert, but like it was a terrible place to be. Like,
Did you leave a bad
during
review?
storm.
I would leave a bad review. After
Yeah, I yelped it for sure.
Great venue. Was very disappointed in the weather. My last pick for the worst place to be in the middle of a tornado is Oklahoma. Oklahoma's not great to be in if there's not a tornado, but it's really bad to be in if there's a tornado, because then you could get stranded there, and no one wants to get stranded in Oklahoma. As Texans, we have to hate Oklahoma, but we've got a lot of listeners probably there, so I'm probably going to upset some people. But yeah, there's not a lot going on. I don't really like Oklahoma, so I'll just say that.
The whole state of Oklahoma.
I was trying to think if there's a sports team there that I like, but no, I don't like Oklahoma. I don't mind Oklahoma State. I hate OU, and the Thunder annoy me. Thunder fans annoy me, but besides that, they don't really have anything going on. So, yeah, I don't really like OU or Oklahoma. Go ahead.
Paragliding.
Is that terrible or amazing?
You'd just be like, woo, woo.
If you're paragliding nearby, that's awesome. If you're paragliding right into it, that's horrible.
Extreme paragliders chase the storms, and then they go to the outskirts of it, and they catch that speed of the edge, and then that's how they get
Wow.
there.
You sound like you've watched a lot of YouTube videos on this.
All right.
I don't think that's true. That's probably very dangerous. Don't try that.
Don't try that at home with your paraglider.
Yeah, I don't. How many of our listeners own a paragliding equipment? I bet it's zero.
Or have ever gone paragliding.
I'm sure someone's gone paragliding.
That would
Yeah.
be fun.
I cannot wait.
I saw something actually that like 1 in 422 people have gone paragliding. So it's like more
That
rare
is the
than you
most
think.
random stat I've ever heard. And for you to remember not just 1 in 400, for you to remember 1 in 422, that's incredible.
Also,
It's not a compliment, by the way.
1 in 52 stats are made up. That's another.
I've heard that one before. Boo.
Including that one.
Yes.
I cannot wait to try out for the Texas Spurs, by the way.
This is going to be great.
Should I do headband? Should I be the guy that wears all armbands and a headband?
No armbands, definitely a headband.
Definitely.
Like in
Headband?
semi-pro.
Yeah.
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 All right.
You could do wristbands, I guess.
No.
If you're
I like
going
the,
for
I
the
like the only
semi-pro.
headband. Everyone
Okay.
hates the guy wearing a headband. He's
Yeah.
just always like a little dorky player
Mm-hmm.
that somehow made his way onto the team, which is
Yep.
going to be me. I may have to quit this job for the Texas Spurs.
Wow.
All right. Thank y'all for listening.
Hey, we
We're
only did
not
2.
done.
It doesn't end with you.
Yeah.
You're used to it ending with you.
Oh, I am used to it always ending with me.
Well, Parker went, but
Oh, why would I? Yeah, sorry.
We're
Then
still
that was-
going around.
That was
Wow.
super
Yeah.
random for me to just
And
randomly
rude.
bring up the Texas Spurs again.
Yeah.
I thought we were ending. Okay.
No, we are not.
Go ahead. I mean, y'all's answers
All
aren't
right.
going to be great, but go ahead.
I beg to differ. My last pick is going to be the ranch in Wizard of Oz. Because if you get caught in a tornado there, you're probably going to have some like crazy dream. And I don't know. I had nightmares when I was little about the Green Witch from Wizard of Oz. So I just don't want to meet her toe to toe.
It's a good one.
I stand by my comment about y'all's answers.
I'm going to go with
I like the creativity.
a Waffle House. I mean, they're already crazy enough as it is. And usually they don't know what's going on in the first place. So can you imagine if a tornado was coming and you were in there? It would just be nightmare.
You just
so.
mean the staff doesn't know what's going on
Yes.
typically?
Do you think there'd be more fights? Because there's always like
There's
late night
always
fights
fights
at
at
Waffle
Waffle
House.
House.
Can you imagine just a video of a fight that goes on World
There's a
Star and there's a tornado in the background? It's like they don't even know.
Just all those waffle toppings mixing around everywhere.
Yeah. So
Free
that's
waffles.
mine.
All right. Did you want to talk about your wristbands and headband a little
Yeah.
more
No,
before we go?
no, I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good. Because I'm not going to have to try out because Tech's going to beat Duke on Thursday. So
Let's go home.
mark my words. Tech beats Duke. What did we bet? $100?
Shook on
Yeah,
it.
$100.
We have
yeah.
evidence.
$100.
We got it on candid camera.
Easy money.
Coach K, best coach of all time, some are saying.
Biggest cheater of all time. Also, number 1 smug face in all of sports. Can't stand his face. All right. Thank
you
y'all for
guys.
listening. See you next week. Everyone's leaving. Eat your veggies.